Now, despite Israel's overwhelming destruction of Hamas's capabilities in Gaza, terror groups in the Strip, as well as their backers in Iran, are claiming victory. Tehran arguing that the recent war serves as a spark for future operations. Here to discuss is international relations expert at the Jerusalem Institute for Strategic Studies and former head of the Foreign Relations Directorate to the National Security Council at the Prime Minister's office, Micky Aharonson. Micky, it's a pleasure to have you back. Thank you so much. Now, Iran is happy. Do they have reason to be?
Well, it's good PR for them. I could bet before the operation started that they would be happy. I think that fact that Hamas took a heavy blow doesn't matter. No matter what, they would be happy. We know they've been arming Hamas for years. They will probably try to continue to do so, but they're being careful. We have to notice their main act against Israel during the operation was to send a drone into Israel, knowing that Israel would intercept it. It was a very symbolic act. They didn't really want to start a front with Israel.
All right, well, so that begs a question, because many Israelis are disappointed with Israel for not actually hitting Hamas even harder. Did Israel do enough to claim victory?
I'm not sure how you define victory. Is it who had the less people wounded and dead? We have to be very realistic. If we want to break Hamas, we cannot do it instantly unless ground forces go into the Gaza Strip. And currently, the Israeli public and the Israeli government does not support it. At least the majority doesn't. It has a heavy price. Everybody understands that. And all the people that are talking and saying it's going to be very easy militarily, or at least possible to go in, cut the strip into three. We've been there. We've tried that. It would have a heavy cost for us as well. And currently, the policy is not to do that. So we are limited. Some things we cannot do. That is, we can do, but the state of Israel won't. And we are left, again, with some Hamas capabilities, some Hamas infrastructure, and no doubt they would try to rebuild it again as soon as possible. I have no illusions. This is exactly what they will try to do.
United States Secretary of State Anthony Blinken is saying that the two-state solution is the only solution, but that the conditions must be right first, and that, as of right now, they are far from. What do the right conditions look like, and what needs to be done to get there in the eyes of the United States administration?
First of all, the two-state solution is not vis-a-vis Hamas. It has to do with the Palestinian Authority. I think in general, the Americans are suffering from Middle Eastern fatigue, which is completely understood. They want to deal with China, they want to deal with Russia, they need to deal with their economy and infrastructure, and they are tired of they're not willing anymore. The American people is not willing anymore to give blood and treasure to the Middle East. However, the Middle East will never let you go. And they are here, they are present, and if somebody's going to lead a plan, it would be them. Conditions, I'm not sure yet, but it definitely would be with the Palestinian Authority. Hamas is not a talking partner, it's not a negotiating partner. And if you don't talk to him, you need to crush him. Sorry for being very blunt. And that would be through a long war of attrition. It's going to take a long time. And what is now becoming, maybe it's too early to call it the Gantz Doctrine, deals exactly with that.
I was just going to say, Defense Minister Gantz wants to sideline and delegitimize the terror group Hamas while raising and supporting the Palestinian Authority's status, even in Gaza. How can something like that work, especially when Hamas threw Fatah out in 2007 in a violent coup?
First of all, we, Israel, need to break the terrible equation which we became accustomed to of Hamas needing more money, Hamas shooting rockets into Israel, Hamas getting more money. That was very evident in 2018 when Qatari money started going into the Gaza Strip openly. After they were shooting into Israel, a heavy barrage that killed an IDF officer. So this is the first thing we have to start. We have to restore deterrence against Hamas in that sense. If they raise their head, they need to receive a suitable answer from the IDF. And this is possible because we have intelligence, we have the capacity, and we do our best to try and avoid collateral damage.
All right, Micky Aharonson, thank you so much for your insights.
Thank you.